So I'm a visiting professor at Nottingham Trent University School of Science and Technology. I'm ex-Royal Air Force Police, counterintelligence, having served 22 years. So I've been involved in IT security investigations for quite a number of years now. I think if I was to total up, shamedly, I'd say it was plus 30 years. In that time I've worked with the police, law enforcement agencies, and worked with some international governments to, should we say, resolve crimes. My employment since leaving the Air Force has been with Logica at Wharton. I was working on the Eurofighter project, and then I've morphed through a number of jobs. General Motors, security manager for part of the US and Europe, dealing with companies like Opel and their sub-brands. And then within the last 10, 12 years, I've worked predominantly for myself, self-employed, working on contracts for banks, governments, House of Parliament, and doing investigations, expert witness work for various clients. And in fact, today I'm now working on a number of cases for putting people through government certification. So my background is varied, but it's in depth in the IT world, and I guess now we would classify what I do as into the cyber discipline. So I'm here today talking about the Paliscope and the tool itself, and a tool that many people have heard of and possibly many more haven't. A tool that's very unique in its own right, used by law enforcement and gaining pace in international market space. Paliscope for me is a special, unique tool in its own unique space. It gives me the ability, whether I'm researching or supporting an expert witness case or an investigation, or just actually browsing for a purpose of whatever reason. It gives me what I call a contemporaneous record of what I'm doing at the time. In other words, it gathers information. It gives me the ability to park objects of interest into one case file. Unlike the past where I've actually sort of had to go to bookmark pages, which can be confusing, Paliscope gives me the ability to create this case file and itemize case files or multiple case files as appertaining to what I'm doing at the time, be it research or investigations. Its ability as a tool is phenomenal, and it's not just about the fact that it gives you this interface into the internet and allows you to sort of store and gather data. It's the way it allows you to reverse engineer as well. For instance, with images, with smart image capabilities now, you can look at the metadata on an image, you can translate the metadata, and you can go off looking across the internet for other like or associated objects, which gives you the power to sort of aggregate, if you like, for want of a better word, stuff that's in a massive environment like the internet. The ability to aggregate this kind of data into one place is hugely powerful. And when one is investigating crimes to do with anything, including paedophilia and serious crimes of child abuse, this is of paramount importance. It gives you the ability to contain data which may be presented later in court or as a part of evidence in a case of prosecution.